Like attracts like. If you guys want a good woman, right? If you want her to be loyal to you, only about you, chaste, pure, not hasn't been ran through by 18 dudes or even like 4. If you want her to have good values, take care of herself, she eats well, she has a good body, she is spiritually inclined to whatever sort of you're looking for, right? There's different forms of, you know, we all believe in something different, but whatever your form is, if you want her to be virtuous, to not be masturbating, to be saving herself for the right man, right? I mean, a woman like that is damn near impossible to find. I think most would agree. I mean, they're probably not as impossible to find as we think they are. I think they're more in different countries. Probably not in. They're probably not concentrated as much in the United States because American women are, by and large, just garbage. Um, the majority, right? I'm not saying all of them, but majority, they're just, they're just dominant, feminist, brainwashed, just, you know, promiscuous, been through all these dudes. Just they don't value themselves, they don't value anything, they don't value anything higher, they don't take care of themselves, they booze a ton, they smoke vapes or they smoke weed, they're on like prescription drugs, like they're a mess, dude. Like they're a mess. They are a mess. That is a mess. Like no guy wants to deal with you. No guy wants to deal with that, right? So if you're looking for a good woman, then you have to be a good man. There's no such thing as you getting some amazing chick. She's got a 9 body and face. She's chaste, doesn't masturbate, takes care of herself, thinks good thoughts, saving herself for the right man, just like has a great head on her shoulders, submissive, pleasure to be around, great feminine energy, very pleasant. Like just you can't get there's no such thing as getting her and you being like not pretty much, killing it in all levels, right? Basically matching her the same. You don't smoke or drink, you don't take prescription meds, you're not overweight, you're fit, you're healthy, you're taking good care of yourself, you don't masturbate, you don't look at porn, you don't sleep around, you know, you believe in a higher purpose, you're driven, like you're saving yourself for the right woman. Like think about it. Most of us men, we want that woman. Like we want a woman that is, I mean, we're all dying for a woman like that. For a woman that's good to us. She's good and she's good to us. She knows what she has. She values us. She respects us. She's very feminine, very enjoyable to be around. She feeds the soul. Like that's what you want. But you don't get that if you're just smoking weed. If you're smoking weed like every other night, and you're jerking off, every night, or few days a week, looking at porn and drinking on the weekends with your buddies, and you know not getting after it in your work, and in your side hustles and all that stuff. Like, if you, if you're not it, you're not going to get a girl that's it, right? Like, think about how you view, like, think about how you view yourself, and what you would do, you know, with women. How you view women. Are you the type of guy that wants to sleep around, right? If you're like a player, if you're the type of guy that just wants to sleep around, get with some hot chicks, but then a part of you also, like, you want the right woman. You don't want just, you know, you get in relationships, but like you want the right relationship. You want the right woman. You want a woman that's loyal. You want the right thing, right? But if you're the type of guy that's like hitting up girls in like Instagram DMs because they're showing like skin and lingerie and stuff, or if you're going going in relationships, got a side chick, got another side chick, or if you're just kind of just having a good time right now, just playing the field, you're not gonna get, like, it should be clear to you that for as long as you do this, for as long as you act like this, for as long as you think the way that you think, and are partaking in the behaviors that you're partaking in, you do not align that behavior, and you yourself, because you're doing that behavior, reflects a state of mind, a state of being, an energy, certain things that you're doing within or not doing within. It reflects a certain state that just doesn't align with something better. Like attracts like. So whatever you are doing, whatever the type of man that you are, you will receive that in the opposite sex. You will sort of manifest that, so to speak, that you will attract that. Your energy will attract the similar energy, the similar frequency. And just most guys, they don't see this. Like, it's like, it should be quite simple, it should be quite clear to most guys, but most guys just don't see this. Like, they think, yeah, I'm just gonna sleep around because, like, I just haven't found the right one yet, but I'll get the right one. She's coming. Meanwhile, they're like partying like every weekend, and like going to clubs and smashing this chick and this chick, and you know hella vain, and just they don't they're not doing the right things, right? She's never coming. That girl is never coming. What's going to come is a chick that you think is that girl, but she's not. Because you're not the guy, right? You're not the guy that would deserve that girl or that woman. You get what you deserve, right? You always get what you deserve. Even if you think you don't deserve it, you do. Some of us have really hard lessons to learn in this life. There are a lot of things that will happen to you that you feel there's no possible way I could deserve this. There's no way I could deserve this. What did I do to deserve this? But it's all for a higher purpose. It's all for your eventual growth as a human being, as a man. The toughest things, man, the toughest things, the hardest times that's what's going to make you a new breed, right? If you want to be a new breed of man, I I hate to break it to you, but your life has to get extremely difficult. It's better that you hear it as soon as possible. I'm only telling the truth. I never thought this way for the longest time. I thought I could just, I could act the way that I wanted, right? You think that you can act the way that you want, partake in all the pleasures and have a balanced, balanced social life and balance work balance social life and, drink and smoke and, you know, have some fun with girls and, you know, I thought that I could do all that stuff and get this, and just get the ideal life, make a lot of money, get a house, get a nice car, get a great woman, get kids, do all the right thing. Like the ideal that we all sort of want. That's what I thought, and just nah, nah. It took a while. It took a while for me to realize, but you realize eventually, like for you to become an exceptional man, and I'm not even saying I'm exceptional, right? But getting better, getting there. I will get there, right? You always have to have that mentality. I will be an exceptional man. For you to be an exceptional man, you have to do exceptional things. And a lot of that is internal. You have to be exceptional inside, right? All these dudes, especially young guys, man, y'all think to be exceptional men, you just got to be exceptional on the outside. You just got to make a lot of money and look really good and, get with a lot of women. And then you can get, you'll have money and you'll have power and you'll have, sex and just, you think you're exceptional. Unfortunately, you will only attract what you are inside, right? Look at Dan Bilzerian. Perfect example. Like that dude is a trust fund baby. His dad gave him like, hundreds of millions of dollars. And he was fit, right? He had money. He started businesses. He was a great poker player, like all this stuff. On paper, great. But inside, I'm sure he would be the first to tell you he didn't have it inside, right? He was addicted to sex, right? Addicted to money. Addicted to status, to what people thought of him, addicted to gamble, like he was, a gambler, right? He had darker demons. He had a darkness that he didn't address. He wasn't working on his internal. And what did he get for that? Yes, he ran through probably the most women, that a man has ever gone through, aside from Genghis Khan or the boys from AC/DC or something. But he attracted very materialistic women that'll just, the women that he could get were women that were attracted to a man with money and power and status, and that's it, right? They would have they'll literally throw themselves at any guy, they'll sleep with anybody, who has that stuff. They're just very shallow, just very materialistic, superficial women that just didn't have a lot to offer. And, no matter how many women that he went through, he was never satisfied. And it just left him just he said it himself. Like it was awful. Like he ended up feeling like in the worst place he's ever been after all of that, because there was nothing rewarding. There was nothing feeding his soul. Right. It was just a blackness that couldn't be satisfied. You know, he couldn't. He wasn't the man that could attract the right things, the right woman. You know, the right sort of life around him. You know, he was probably surrounded by people and women that were just in a lifestyle that just was, to most of us, I mean, it's a fun lifestyle, but you know, there's a price that you pay for lifestyles like that. You know, there's a price that you pay. Unfortunately. So like attracts like, and it's mostly about the internal. Because if you get right on the inside, everything on the outside, two things. Everything on the outside is more or less doesn't really carry as much weight, if at all, you know? If you're good on the inside, there's very little on the outside that can, everything's a plus, right? Just look at it as everything on the outside is now a plus. It's very nice. It's very enjoyable. It's a plus to your life. You're very grateful for it, but it's not something that, it's not a need, right? There's not a need. You don't see it as something that, oh, I have to get this so I can be happy, so I can be good inside. Once you get good inside, you're good, you know? And also, it doesn't mean as much. And also, now the outside will take care of itself. If you get good on the inside, the external will take care of itself. And your external will be way better than, I've said it before, chaotic people create chaotic lives. If you are a very balanced person inside, a very, sort of virtuous person inside, you're going to create a balanced, virtuous life. If you're abundant inside, you're going to create an abundant life outside of you, you know? And like this, I mean, saying this is like, I can say it, but when I say it, it sounds like easy, right? Oh, all I have to do is just be like really good. Being good is the hardest thing in the world. If you've never tried it, it's unbelievably difficult. It's unbelievably difficult. It is so hard to be good. You know how many temptations there are everywhere? I mean, in this day and age, with with just phones in our pocket, like we can literally just at the click of a button, we can see anything. And like drugs, alcohol, prescription meds, like, you know, weed, nicotine, like all forms of escape are easier than ever. They are literally the easiest accessible, the most easily accessible that they've ever been in the history of the species. No population, no group of people or generation, I don't even know what we are, but modern people, right? Living today in this digital age, nobody has ever dealt with temptation on this level. Like, there are definitely darker forces and lighter forces at work, and the darker forces are unbelievable. Unbelievable. You just have every sort of escape at your fingertips, you know. You got women that are looking. I mean, even when you're on semen retention, like you'll know it. You get women that are now like there's so many women that you come across that you know you could just you could have a good time with, just a good night, or just keep them around for a month or two and just have a good grand old time, in the sheets. And it's like, I mean, you see it. I mean, if you do semen retention, like you'll see it. And if you're not like, you know, I don't know, crazy overweight or something, like if you're decently looking, which you'll get better looking on semen retention, as it goes by, even better looking, your energy is better. But you know it if you've done this, like it, like you could. There's a lot of opportunities, and it's like that's not the answer though, because that's literally like, I mean, what's the point? You're literally just doing it just to. You're doing semen retention now just to like give it away, just to like some, hoe or chick that's not really gonna, mean much, you know, and you're just gonna be losing your energy, and for what? Just to have a temporary pleasure, like it's better than masturbation and porn, but it's still not ideal. It is very difficult to if you're trying to be like as virtuous, as strong as you can inside. If you're trying to get good inside, trying to live a healthy life, making all the right choices, making all the healthy choices, man, it is not, it's anything but easy, man. It's harder than, I mean, getting into all the darkness is like the easiest thing in the world. I mean, that's the easy stuff. It's easy to just be like having sex with all these women and, you know, masturbating all the time, looking at porn, drinking, smoking, you know, just distractions on like, eating bad, eating fast food, not going to the gym, just like partying all the time. Like, it's easy. That is easy, you know? And a lot of people, like, you're going to notice, like, a lot of people, like, you just can't be around, man. If you really want, like, if you're really on your path, like, you're trying to attract all the best things, like I said, like attracts like. You're trying to be the best version of yourself so you can attract the best life for yourself, the best woman for yourself, the best things for yourself, the best friends for yourself. Along the way, you know, there's going to be temptations all over the place. There's going to be, side quests screaming your name, trying to get you to go down some pointless, side quest that's just going to waste your time. I mean, maybe you'll learn some. I mean, I hate to say waste time because you learn a lesson from everything, but you got to be careful with a lot of people, like just people in general. They're gonna, especially when you're on semen retention, like they're gonna want your time a lot more. They're gonna want your time. They want your attention. They're gonna want your energy. Like, it's your energy. Like, that's all it is, really, is just your energy. And it's like people know it. It's like, I swear, it's like people know it. Like, they can smell it in the air. They can know it from miles away. They don't even have to live in the same city as you. They'll start texting you more, just like out of the blue. Like, I've noticed that. It's like, what the is this, man? Like, honestly, what the is this? Like, it's literally like, this is nuts. It just don't even make sense, man. You just have more demands on your time, more demands on your attention, on your energy, and so you just got to protect it, because not everything out there is good for you, and most is not good for you, and most people are just they're not even close, right? They're not even close to this sort of way of thinking, way of life, this striving to get better in all aspects. I mean, nobody's doing that, right? Especially young people. Like they just, I mean, you just walk outside your door, like it's terrible out there. You know, it's just clear as day. Everybody's just addicted, suppressed, struggling with some sort of mental illness and physical ailment, and like people are just, they're just getting creamed. People are just getting creamed, you know, just getting wiped off the board, man. I just, it is terrible. But these people are going to try to, they're going to be, a lot of them are going to be, attracted to your sort of light, so to speak. And you just got to know, right? And you'll start to get a huge sort of intuition, gut sense about this stuff. You'll know who's good for you and who's not. But some people are, you know, pretty good at faking it, or I don't know. You might have a weak moment or something. So just be careful out there. But um, yeah, like attracts like. You get what you are. All these women that they say they want a man of their dreams, most of them ain't. So it's like clearly you're just going to be, you know, angry for the rest of your life. You're never going to get this man of your dreams that you're just like, oh, I think I deserve, even though you've slept with 8 men in the past year and you drink, every other day, and you party hard on the weekends and you vape all the time and you smoke weed and you constantly get attention from men on social media and just like play game, like you're never you're never gonna get a guy. No, you're gonna get the guy that reflects you, that's doing the same stuff. That's just like what, of course you're not gonna be, and then because you're dysfunctional, you're gonna attract a guy that's dysfunctional probably and not developed in all areas. And then, you know, you're not even really you're gonna want something better. It's like people always want something better, but they're not willing to be better themselves. And so it's like women get in these relationships with these dudes that are literally like a reflection of them, if not a little better than them, right? Because most of the time these dudes are better than them, like they have a higher value than them. But they still like complain because they want like the best. They want just like, you know, the guy that's doing all the right things. And it's like, you don't, are you crazy? Like you're not even close to deserving that. Where do you even get the idea? But people think like this. I used to think like this. I used to think like this, you know. Uh, Years back, I used to think like this, and I mean, now I look back on it, I'm like, how did I miss this? Like, how did I miss just like obviously, if you want good in your life, you're going to have to be good. You know, your life is literally an outward reflection of you, of your internals. If you want the best, you got to be the best. And being the best is hard. It is the hardest thing to do. Nobody does it because it's hard. Because the light burns so much. Oh my God, all the virtue. Oh, I just can't take it. It literally is. Virtue is painful. Virtue is just pain, man. It's just, I mean, it's as it burns all the darkness out of you, it's what it does. It burns, man. It's just like, oh, it's just agony some days, But if you want that woman, you know what to do. All right, that's it. That's the video.